product research, the most important part of the entire private label business model. Yet, it is the bane for almost every beginner starting their Amazon journey. And from my experience, the reason why beginners struggle with product research and are unable to find viable products in a timely fashion stems from even before product research begins. And that's the lack of planning. In this video, I'll go over how to properly plan your product research so that you know what numbers to look for rather than wasting time aimlessly hunting for products. But first, my name is Crescent, and if this is our first time meeting, welcome to my channel. My passion is sharing tips and strategies on how you can create a successful Amazon FBA private label business. So if you enjoy videos like this, or especially if you've been around my channel, consider subscribing. All right, let's get started. The purpose of doing product research isn't to just find a viable product to sell. What's key is to find products that meet specific criteria so that it has the best chances for success. However, it isn't as simple as following a set rule book or guideline. Certain criteria can and will shift as you do product research, and it isn't set in stone. Therefore, having a plan and knowing how these criteria are derived will help you to analyze the data and make adjustments each time you're looking at a new niche. The whole point of starting a business is to make money. More specifically, to make profit, as one can certainly be generating revenue yet still be unprofitable. And if you're not sure what the distinction is between these two terms, then I suggest you Google it before moving forward with any type of entrepreneurship. So, before you do product research, you need to grab a pen and some paper so you can write down a few things so that you have them in front of you at all times when you're doing product research. First, how much money or profit you're realistically trying to make each month. So let's pick a number like $3,000 profit per month. Now, once you've determined this monthly profit target, you can now break down this number into a daily profit target. $3,000 divided by 30 days equals $100. This means that in order to meet your monthly profit goal of $3,000 per month, you need to make $100 per day. Write this down, $100 per day. So now the question is, how do you make $100 per day? Well, that's dependent on a very important factor called profit margin. Profit margin is how much money you're making each time you sell one unit of your product. That's the sale price minus the unit cost and any Amazon fees. So simple math would show that if you made a profit margin of $100 each time you sold one unit, then you only need to sell one unit each day to hit your $100 daily target. And if your profit margin is $10 per unit, then you'd have to sell 10 units per day. Also write this down, $10 profit, 10 units per day. And that 10 units per day translates to 300 units per month. 10 per day times 30 days equals 300. Also write this down, 300 units per month. These are your targets. Make sense so far? So how can these numbers help you do product research? Well, when you analyze the data of a niche, there are several criteria that you need to consider, such as the minimum price point, brand domination, competition, and seasonality. But the most important factor is the sales volume and profit. Because like I said earlier, the entire point of starting a business is to make money, and sales volume and profit are the two main factors that determine the successfulness of a business. All the other criteria determine how difficult it will be for you to enter a niche and gain traction. So if we take a look at an example niche, like the meat shredder niche, don't do this product, it's a terrible niche. You can see here that the average price is $12. However, it's important to understand that you shouldn't use this average price value. You should be considering the median price, as a few really high or really low prices will throw off the average. If you don't know, averages are calculated by adding up all the individual values and dividing by the number of values you have. Whereas the median is the middle value at which there are an equal number of values above and below. It's an important distinction to understand. When I scan the price column by eye, I would say the median price is closer to $10. And this is an important factor when analyzing niches because the price point at which you can sell the product for will ultimately determine the profit margin and how profitable it will be. Now, if we take a look at the monthly sales, again, you can see that it says the average is around 1,000 units per month. However, if we scan down the sales column, you'll notice that there are a few listings here with really high sales and really low sales that are throwing off the average. The median, by my calculation, is actually closer to 300 units per month. You can verify that by removing the really high listings and the really low listings, and as you can see, the new average is closer to 300. So if we go back to our planned target figures, if the profit margin per unit is $10, we know that we need to sell 10 units per day or 300 units per month. So in this scenario, since the monthly sales volume meets our target of 300 units per month, we can hit our monthly profit goal of $3,000 if the profit margin is $10 per unit. So to confirm this, we need to also determine if the $10 profit margin is realistic. And to do that, we need to head over to Alibaba to get a rough estimate of what the unit costs will be. The AMZ Scout Chrome extension makes this extremely easy. We just need to click the Find at Alibaba link here. Now, if we take a scan of the price ranges that the suppliers are quoting for this product, we can see that the average price per unit on the low end is around $1 and on the high end of around $3. So let's assume we can buy them for around $1.50 per unit. We also have to factor in the shipping costs, and it typically costs around $5 per kilogram to ship by air. So a good way to estimate the shipping for products in the small size tier, meaning they fit in a shoebox and weigh less than 2 pounds, is to just double the unit costs. So let's just say the cost including shipping is $3. In this particular case, shipping is probably far less than $1.50, but it's always good to overestimate at this point in your product research. Now, if we head back over to the AMZ Scout Chrome extension, it also has a built-in profit calculator. If we punch in these numbers, assuming we sell at the same price as this listing, you'll see that we'll make a profit of $4.73 per unit once we factor in the FBA fees, far less than the $10 that we're aiming for. Now here's where these numbers come together with your planning. Let's round the profit to $5 per unit. That means you need to sell 600 units per month in order to hit your monthly profit target of $3,000. 600 times $5 equals $3,000. However, we already determined that the median sales volume is only 300 units, which means a profit margin of only $5 per unit isn't viable. We would need to substantially lower the unit cost or increase the value of your product so that you can raise the selling price. By showing you this example, I hope you've realized the importance of planning ahead of time the target numbers you're trying to achieve so that each time you analyze a new niche, that niche is able to hit those targets. The target sales volume isn't set in stone. It can change based on the sale price and profit margin for each individual niche that you analyze. And the only way to know what sales volume to look for is by having a plan so that you know what those specific target numbers are. And this factor is where a lot of beginners don't realize until they've already invested in a product and it's selling on Amazon, and they realize that they're generating revenue through sales, but they're in fact not actually making any money or profit. And that's due to not planning ahead how much profit you're trying to make each month and understanding how that number affects how many units you need to sell based on the profit margin per unit in order to achieve that goal. If you're wondering what tool I'm using in this video, it's the AMZ Scout Chrome extension. And as you can see, it puts all the necessary data that you need to consider when analyzing niches in an easy to read window, along with tools like the profit calculator, all in one place to make product research faster and easier. There's a free trial if you'd like to give it a test drive. And I've also got a coupon for my community, so you can save some money should you decide to purchase it. I'll leave a link to the coupon in the video description below. Let me know in the comments if you've been a victim of poor planning. I'd like to hear your experience. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. All right, thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And to make sure you never miss a video, click that bell icon to turn on notifications. There's also a link in the description to our community forums, which you should totally join. And if you're looking for more tips and strategy videos, click or tap over here. And as always, thanks for watching.